Hello and welcome to your weekend mini nerve. I am your host, Maureen Callahan. I hope you've all had an incredible Thanksgiving. Now, we have to get holidays be damned. We have got to get to some serious business. There's a very prominent senior citizen who has been missing now. As you know, we have a BOLO out, a silver alert that we're upgrading to platinum, just like the American Express card, for one Stedman Graham. He is missing. We have made several efforts to reach Stedman directly. We sent an email directly to Stedman. Hey, man, you alive? Everything okay? We have not heard back. It is now day 19. This is alarming. This is alarming. We have no choice but to ask for the public's help. We have done our research, we have built our timeline, and we are beginning to formulate, a real theory that Oprah and Gayle may have something to do with this disappearance. Okay, we are going to begin. Okay, now, Oprah and Gayle. This is our timeline. Before Stedman enters the picture, they meet in 1976. They are working at a local affiliate in Baltimore, WJZ TV. Now, this is their origin story of how they became BFFs forever. Gail said there was a snowstorm one day at work and she couldn't get home in the snowstorm, and Oprah lived closer, I guess because Oprah was a star there and was making some real money and therefore could live closer to the city center, if not in city center proper. And Gail was probably out in the sticks, So Oprah said, hey, why don't you just stay over at my house tonight? There's no way you're getting back in that. And Gail said, well, yeah, but I don't have any clothes. And Oprah said, well, you could borrow my clothes. And Gail said, well, I don't have a toothbrush. And Oprah said, well, we could buy a toothbrush. And then Oprah said, I have underwear and it's clean. And so this is Gail. I said, there was a headline in a tabloid and it said, the night I wore Oprah's underwear. And that's how it started, where people think ... Yeah, Gail, that is how it started. I will tell you, I had this conversation with producer Marlena. The idea of even borrowing someone's swimsuit, no matter how many wash cycles it's been through, I would never, let alone someone else's. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's smash cut to 1986. This is 10 years later. Okay, Oprah's star is on the ascent. Okay, we are working our way up to becoming a household name, dethroning Phil Donahue. Those of you who know in America, he was it. He was the guy, dominated American afternoon syndicated talk shows. Oprah and Stedman met in 1986 at a charity event. Now, in 1988, Oprah went on the Brian Lynam show and detailed her long-distance relationship with Stedman. Here we go.
When, let's say, 5-6 days passed and you sort of haven't seen that person, it just makes the reunion that much more significant, should I say.
I understand.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It makes a very meaningful get-together upon his return.
Is she drunk in that segment? She sounds so weird and she looks so uncomfortable. I mean, when she talks about Gail, it's never that stilted, and it's never, and of course it's not because they're platonic friends. It's never do you understand that we have a lot of hot sex when he returns after 5 days away as a motivational speaker? And trust me, my friends, we are getting to it. I read this in the car on the way over to the studio, okay? That's how long it took, 10 minutes. Now, in 1987, Oprah debuted on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Now, we don't have that footage because Oprah has scrubbed, allegedly, reportedly, so much of that. But listen, I did my deep dive. I've been a reporter for quite a while, so I know how to do this. Now, in 1987 was when Stedman made his debut on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and he called in. He called in and he asked what Oprah had been telling Gail about him. Stedman's quote, "Your friend Gail, who you talk to about 6 times a day, I'm wondering what she knows about me." 6 times a day. It's rather intense. I have a best friend. If I'm lucky, I get to talk to her once a week. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, October 1992, Stedman and Oprah get engaged after 6 years of dating. 6 years of dating. Okay. They spilled the details to People magazine. I'm doing my Oprah voice. It just sometimes takes over me. It's like Damien in The Exorcist. Okay. They spilled details to People in a cover story. Winfrey said, okay, you guys, no wonder she has so much stuff scrubbed from the internet. Winfrey said, this is a quote from the article in People. She was at her Indiana farmhouse with Gail King when Graham arrived and popped the question after she went outside to greet him. This is October 1992. 1993, the engagement is called off. But they're not breaking up, mind you. They've been together, they're adults for years and years and years. The engagement is now off. And Oprah gave many excuses over the years. She would not say excuses. She would say explanations. Tomato, tomato. I would say excuses. But among my favorite is this one that she gave to Vogue in 2017. Why they are not married. Oprah's quote, his interpretation of what it means to be a husband and what it would mean for me to be a wife would have been pretty traditional, and I would not have been able to fit into that. So then why are they still allegedly together? Marriage license or no, he wants one thing out of a partnership, a romantic partnership. Oprah wants something else out of a romantic partnership. Why are they still together? That makes zero sense. Now, a huge gap of time elapses in which Gail makes her way into Oprah's as sort of the primary person in Oprah's life, and Stedman recedes. Now, we've always been told that Stedman is just like a private guy. I mean, all right, you date one of the most famous women in America, you're a private guy. All right, I guess so. But in the meantime, he's got this motivational speaking company, and he's publishing books such as this called Who Are You? A success process for building your life's foundation. Now, a few things. This book was published in 2005. Secondly, this book is published by a company called Author House in Bloomington, Indiana. Trust me when I tell you that every major publisher in the United States is located in New York City. So this book looks self-published to me. And what this also tells me is that Oprah, who has been and is one of the most powerful people in publishing, could not get or did not care to get Stedman a major fat book deal with a legit publisher, which, by the way, I would think she could do. All then you do is hook Stedman up with a ghostwriter who can make him sound smart and intelligent and original. And trust me, here's more evidence as your criminal cultural prosecutor who nonetheless is talking about a missing adult. So it's very serious. I'm sorry. But like, she could have done it and she didn't. And I think she knows she's with a dummy. Now, this book is kind of bookmarked, and Troublemaker, forgive me, but I had to use Jackie O and her pearls as like a makeshift bookmark. I do it with love. Okay. So he writes, through his books, educational seminars, and consulting, my company, S. Graham and Associates, SGA, helps others arrive at their own blah, blah, blah. We've worked with a wide range of people from all ages and economic levels to help them frame their lives for triumph. I don't know what this means. This guy walked so Jennifer Aniston's hypnotist boyfriend could run. And, if this guy were working with Fortune 500s or even Fortune 100s, I should reverse that, but you know what I mean? Like, we'd know, okay? We'd know if he had any gifts at all. He'd be working with some of Oprah's friends, her power movers, her shakers, but he's not, because his book is garbage. Okay. This guy is so dumb. He's dumb. He's got chapters called Believe in Yourself. There are a lot of pages like this that are pictures of clouds with huge font. And you guys, you know what this is. It's filler. It's called filler. This book is the size of a postage stamp, okay? There is at least one workbook in here, filler, blank lines. It's anathema to writing and publishing a book. There should be no blank lines. Now, here's what Stedman has to say about branding. Time, the thought doesn't follow, but bear with me. Time is our most precious resource because it allows us the gift of life experience. So time allows us to live. You don't say. And time is finite, but he didn't really extrapolate that far. I guess, we are a limited mind. How to figure out what to do with your life. It's called in Stedman's lexicon, his lingua franca, if you will. Oprah can explain that. No, one of Oprah's minions, she doesn't take his calls because he's dead. Just our opinion. Okay. The art of insourcing, getting a sense of what you're good at. Now, he's a literalist because he's saying, use your five senses: touch, sight, smell, hearing, and taste. And it's going to be one of those five that are going to get you where you want to go. Stedman writes that many people would probably love to make a career out of their sense of taste. Now, when I read this, I thought, okay, maybe he's going somewhere if you're a person who has an elevated taste level, if you're someone who's highly educated in architecture, interior design, furniture, fabrics, color theory, art, fine art, modern art, you name it, car design, whatever, maybe you could have a career as a tastemaker and an artist, but no. Stedman continues, know that food corporations at many levels do need research and development people who are professional tasters. And pro tip, chefs and food critics seem to have pretty good gigs going as well. This guy, if you, like me, are fed up with shapewear that rolls down, bras that never quite fit right, I used to think it was just me. It's not. It's womanhood. I'm going to tell you about Honey Love. Their bras are a total game changer. The Cloud Embrace bra is your go-to, and mine, for long days. It's wireless, which I love because I hate underwire. I hate it. It's wireless, but it's still supportive. So it's perfect when you're traveling. You're on a plane, you're on a train, you're in a car. You just want to be comfortable. You want to be supported, but comfortable. Plus, Honey Love is an independent, female-founded brand. It's made to move with you, not against you, so you can enjoy yourself. Don't spend the season tugging at uncomfortable bras or shapewear. Whether you're dressing up for a holiday party or lounging around on a lazy day with a cozy sweater, you will feel comfortable and supported. It's the kind of gift I'd give to myself and give to my friends. Treat yourself or someone you love to Honey Love this holiday season. Right now, you can save 20% at honeylove.com/nerve. Just use our exclusive link, honeylove.com/nerve to grab your discount after you order. They will ask where you heard about Honey Love. So please support our show and tell them you're a troublemaker and the Nerve sent you. Celebrate the season, feeling confident and comfortable with Honey Love. Okay, now moving on. The last known sighting of Stedman with Gail and Oprah together was after quarantine, okay? During COVID. Now, Oprah was allegedly quarantining with Stedman, and then Gail was in the guest house, okay? And then once Gail got out of quarantine, Oprah posted this to her Instagram. Take a look.
Hey, we're here to welcome our guests, Trust Executive. Yay! Give us free. Yay, y'all.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
That's the real joy.
COVID-free hugs. Yay, y'all.
Stedman's like, you again? Can I leave now? Have I done my job? Is he getting like SAG rates for extra work? I wonder how long that little shoot took. You know, Oprah and Stedman are standing there it's like they're people who barely know each other, you know? Now, in September 2021, this is what Gail told Entertainment Tonight. I'm a proud third wheeler. I make no apologies for that. Throughout the years, we've gone on some great trips together, and that's not gonna change until it does. Okay. Stedman has been getting edged out. Here is Oprah's Instagram with Stedman and family members. I don't know whose family, because Oprah's really not on great terms with her own family, on New Year's Eve, 2024. And I believe, according to my timeline, the last time we saw Oprah with Stedman together was at the Golden Globes when it was Oprah saying, that she was going to be the protector of women, and now that Harvey was in prison, never again would any woman have to say me too, and like Stedman's in the audience like, I'm doing my part, I'm standing here because this whole crowd is giving us, you know what I mean? That was the last time. Oh no, sorry, the last time was it was very close, by the way, to our most recent episode in which we were like, where's Stedman? And we sent that email to Stedman, and Gail posted on her Instagram. Oprah should be the one posting Stedman on her Instagram, but instead Gail is, and this feels very like Patricia Highsmith, like very Hitchcockian to me. Why are the both of them like giving ostensible proof of life that like Stedman is still with us? It was at Gail King's son's baby shower, really her daughter-in-law's baby shower, and like Oprah was there with Stedman standing next to her, and Stedman frankly looked like a cardboard cutout of Stedman. It was a still shot, and that's not a video, and that is not proof of life, sisters. Sorry, it's not. Now, where has Stedman been most recently seen without these two dark forces? I believe Oprah's a dark force in the culture. I've said that before, and I now believe it about Gail as well. So he was last seen professionally in New York City on November 11th, 2024. I don't know how he gets these gigs. I swear to God. Like the last thing, from his book, I got to say, Chapter 7, Create Your Own Momentum. This is how you know Oprah's not really with this guy. Because if you look at any of his older social media posts, there are a slew of grammatical errors and spelling errors. And this is a published book. Okay, self-published, alleged, though it may be, on a filler page. When you're truly focused, look at how he misspelled truly. Truley. Oprah cares about reading and the arts and grammar. And I'm sorry, there's no way. And this is like a Sears catalog. It came in the picture frame, George Glass version of Oprah saying, yeah, this is my boyfriend. Now, he was last seen professionally in New York City on November 11th, 2024 at the Fortune Global Forum Conference in New York, telling the crowd that, and I quote, identity leadership fundamentally means being able to understand yourself. My life changed when I learned how to learn. The ability to maximize your potential based on who you are, as opposed to what? As opposed to what? Your potential is based on anything other than who you are? News to me. Okay. Stedman says to him, it's one of the most important things in the 21st century. Why is this specific to a century? I believe it's like the human condition, but what do I know? What do I know? And then earlier that year, he gave a commencement speech at BOLO University. Is this 2011? I think it's 2011, in which he said, these are meant to be words of wisdom imparted by people who have really made something of themselves, you know, who have some wisdom to share. Stedman, you cannot drink from an empty cup, and you cannot give what you do not have. Now, Oprah, Gail, I would say the same to you. You cannot give what you do not have. And what I believe, what Nerve Central believes you do not have, is proof of life for one Stedman Graham, because we have yet to see it. As stated, we are in day 19, and we are alarmed. We are alarmed now. On November 7th, this is the most recent sighting. And this comes from Stedman's Instagram page. So there's a place called the Costas Inn in Maryland. And, it wasn't from Stedman's Instagram page. It was from the restaurant's Instagram page, which seems highly suspicious to me. Stedman is the alleged partner of one of the most famous women on the planet who has only been seen in the company these most recent years of one Gail King. It was Oprah at Gail's launch, weeping and sobbing her eyes out. Stedman was nowhere to be found. It was Gail on Oprah's arm at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party. Stedman was nowhere to be found. It was Gail on Oprah's arm at the Bezos Sanchez wedding. Stedman was nowhere to be found. I mean, they're basically just saying it, okay? And without Stedman, literally and figuratively, in the picture, I don't know why Oprah, Stedman, they can't, like, Oprah can't get it together to just go to a restaurant like in Malibu with Stedman or somewhere in Montecito, get a picture snapped and call it a day. Stedman, seemingly by himself, was at this inn, according to this inn's Instagram page, posing with like crabs and lobsters, which, again, like, I think he may be sending us some coded signals. You know what I'm saying? Coded signals. Now, the nerve, because we do our due diligence, called the Costas Inn. And we spoke to Christine, who is one of the lead bartenders. And, here's what she had to say. Because we said, is this guy, was he really in on November 7th? Like, posing with like lobster claws, crab claws. Again, I think he's telling us something if he really was there. And she said to us the following: Stedman Graham comes in periodically throughout the year, and he's a wonderful customer. He raves about the restaurant, and he swears that the restaurant has the best crabs. He's very polite. Staff knows him and he knows them. Now, Christine, we are going to ask you, because we are on the lookout. We have upgraded our silver alert to a platinum. The next time Stedman comes in, tell him to check his DMs, to check his inbox, and to reach out to Nerve Central, because we need to show the world that he is indeed alive and has not been buried under a tree by Oprah and Gayle on her Montecito estate. That does it. that does it for today's edition of the Mini Nerve. We will be back here again on Wednesday for the Nerve at Night. There is no Tuesday show because your faithful troublemaker in chief has been working on a couple of special editions that are going to air in a few weeks, and we're very, very, very excited about them. But we've been running around back and forth, and so we just need a quick breather. So we're taking it after the holiday weekend, and then we're back on track on Wednesday for the Nerve at Night, and we're going to have plenty for you. Don't you worry. In the meantime, send me an email at Maureen@devilmaycaremedia.com or send me a DM on Instagram at Maureen Callahan Writer or at The Nerve Show. Also, check out The Nerve's Substack at thenерveshow.com. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nerve merch is available at shopthenerve.com. And remember, The Nerve is now available on Megan's podcast playlist every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern on Sirius XM channel 111, the Megan Kelly channel. We will see you again next week at The Nerve, where you'll never guess what we're about to say next. Do you second guess the nutrition, taste, and sustainability of the seafood that you bring home? Introducing Wild Alaskan. Their seafood is 100% wild caught, never farmed, which means no antibiotics, GMOs, or additives, just clean, nutrient-rich fish that supports healthy oceans and fishing communities. Wild Alaskan Company delivers perfectly portioned wild-caught seafood straight to your door. They have to mine, and I love it. Their fish is frozen right off the boat. It locks in flavor, texture, and nutrients like omega-3s. Every order supports sustainable harvesting practices, and their flexible membership includes expert tips and feel-good seafood. My personal favorite, the wild sockeye salmon. It's rich, buttery, and incredibly fresh. The best part, you can try it risk-free. If you're not completely satisfied with your first box, Wild Alaskan Company offers a 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. Just high-quality seafood that you can feel good about. Not all fish are the same. Get seafood you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/nerve for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/nerve for $35 off your first order. Thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode.